Making thumbnails seriously takes up about half my time as a live streamer. Or it did until I got my flow down and I found a good graphics program that can help me make the kind of thumbnails I want to make. Of course, if you're live streaming or posting videos on YouTube, you need great thumbnails. Sometimes you need your face on the thumbnail. You need words that are easily recognizable, words and concepts, and it should be colorful enough to catch the eye. I like some AI programs to aid in that, but I'm not ready to go completely AI like some programs are able to make completely AI thumbnails. I still want to have control over what I'm doing. And this program, Logoist 5, which is available on the App Store as of 2024 for $19.99. And that is a fantastic price for everything that you get for that $20. There is no subscription or recurring costs. It's a one-time good deal. And you also get the mobile version. Right here you can see. And you can do almost anything on the mobile version that you can do on the desktop version that I'm about to show you. This is what you see when you start a project with Logoist 5. You choose the dimensions of the thumbnail that you're going to be making. I mean, you could make any kind of graphics with this, but we're talking about a thumbnail. So I'll go down here and use the pre-sized 1080p full HD. And, we'll talk about the size of the thumbnail later, but this will work for a number of pixels within this artboard, because when you start a project, it starts this artboard that you can edit up here in the upper left, and there you see the number of pixels, and you can change that as well. There's a drop down menu with a bunch of size presets, and inevitably I do end up messing with that sometimes. But for now, there you have a blank artboard, and usually the way I start is by putting on some kind of a background. So I'm going to go ahead and make a thumbnail for this video, and let's go ahead and I'll make an AI background for this. So I'm going to pop over to my AI program now. I have several AI text-to-image programs that I use to make thumbnails, one of which is Lexica, a browser-based subscription service that I have. I use it quite often. Obviously, I was making some airplanes before, but now I'm going to say a scene with a modern live streaming studio. Okay, just something like that, because we're talking about live streaming. I can adjust over here. We want it to be about that size, 1344 by 768. That's what I use within Lexica to make background graphics for the thumbnail. Let's see what it comes up with. If I don't need anything too specific, I just make the prompt not very specific and see what it comes up with. For instance, like this one right here, I could use, it's not actually my room, but it's gonna be a background for the words that are on the thumbnail. Okay, so let's go ahead and download that. Go back to Logoist 5. Let's make this large so you can get the full effect of the graphics when we put them on there. Over here to the left, you have all your commands. It's your menu. Add an image, a scene with a modern live streaming studio. So there, I mean, you don't it's not specifically called a background, it's just a layer here. You see in orange there the different layers, and that's the only one we have right now. So next I'm going to pull in a logo for the thumbnail from my channel. There's some, so I'll just take this one. I use that one a lot. Maybe, size it down by pinching it in the corner and bringing it in. And let's say that I wanted to put my face on that logo, okay? And all I have is a headshot that I took. And you can also drag and drop images in instead of using the menu on the left if you want. It has the white background, not suitable for our thumbnail, so I go over here to the right on Logoist 5. In the menu, it says crop image and edit mask. So while we have this photo selected, we hit crop image, and it analyzes it for a moment, and then it allows us with this magic wand to take the background out. You have to be careful you just don't take like out half of my head, and I know there are programs that do this quite a bit easier, but there you see I'm even gonna take out this stray whisker right there. See, don't do that. Command Z is your friend on this. And then while we're in this crop mode, I'll make an ellipse, make everything else invisible, and so it gives me like a little vignette there. Hit apply, and there it is. Okay, there's your head shot of yourself if you want to make one. And a lot of times I'll go over here to the effects here on the right hand side, and instead of just having the straight photograph on there, I'll go to the halftone and just make it look a little less in your face, make it look kind of cool like that. Now let's put some text in there. Over on the left hand menu, add text right there. You're able to adjust the text by this menu on the right hand side, but I usually just put a fill on it right to begin with so we can see it. Not necessarily going to leave it that color. And then nail your thumbnails. Go over here to font and find a font that looks better. Like say that that's what you wanted. Okay, it looks more bold, right? It catches your attention. I can go over to here to line height. Nail your thumbnails. Maybe I should put an exclamation point on there. Let's say I was going to leave it at that color. We'll put a color border on it. This would always work. It's a little obvious, but okay. I like to put a glow on everything, and I like to put a shadow on almost all of my text. I'll put a shadow on. I'm just going to go over here to the left and duplicate that text box. Drag one of them down. Over here, we're going to call it something different, like tips for making great thumbs with Logoist 5. And I'll probably come up here and go to the fill and see if I can make that one look a little different, like this. And a lot of times I would do something more complicated, like when I'm doing my VJ shows, I put the names of my artists on here or whatever. But as you can see, the graphics program has plenty of options for you to make thumbnails. And then as you build more and more, to the left on the artboards, you collect a lot of graphics and things that you may use repeatedly, and you can just leave them in there. You can just turn it off and on. Okay, so now let's go to the export, which is in the extreme upper right hand corner. I'm going to export this as a PNG, and if you note, when you're in export mode, down at the lower right hand corner of the image there, it tells you how big the file's going to be. That's important because if you're uploading a thumbnail directly to YouTube, it only lets you upload a file that's 2 megs. Now, if you're uploading through a third-party app, sometimes you can upload bigger pictures, but usually if I built the thumbnail with 1920 pixels, 1920 by 1080, and then I come over here to about, go to 1700. Oh, 1.9. Okay, so 1700 is going to be right on the money for this. Let me go ahead and export this, give it a title, which is going to be, and there you go. It renders pretty quickly. You can reveal it in the Finder if you want, which there it is right there. You can open it up. There it is. Okay. I've come back and done some adjustments, as you'll see. Just a few things. I added the Logoist emblem right there, and I changed up some of the fonts and borders of the fonts and things like that. There you see it. This is going to be the thumbnail for the video that you've just watched. I hope you got something out of the video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. And until I see you next, real people, real music.